Hello everyone, myself Jayashree Parmar, working as an assistant professor in Gokul Nursing College. So, today our topic is disaster management. Presently, at the global level, there has been considerable concern over the natural disaster. Even as substantial scientific and material progress is made, the loss of the lives and the property due to the disaster has not decreased. In fact, the human toll and economic losses have mounted. We all know that the natural disaster can be increased every year at the global level. So, the natural disaster can cause the loss of the lives and also the losses of the property. There has been an increase in the number of the natural disaster over the past year, and with it increase the losses on the account of urbanization and the population growth, as a result of which the impact of the natural disaster is now felt to a large extent. The number of the natural disaster can be increased over the past year. There are main two reasons behind that is the urbanization, and another one is the population growth, which ultimately cause the climate change, and the climate change ultimately lead to the arise or increase in the number of the natural disaster at some large extent. For example, the Bhuj earthquake in a Gujarat state in year 2001, and another example is a structural fire in a Surat in a Gujarat state in year 2019. Now, the coronavirus is one type of the man-made disaster which caused the losses of the human life around the world and also caused the loss of the economy. Now, the alphabetically means of the disaster. D denote the destruction, means the damage or losses. I denote the incidence, means the any event which may be the natural or the man-made. S denote the suffering, means suffered. A denote the administrative failure, means the financial failure. S denote the sentiments, means the sadness. T denote the tragedy, means the any event which caused the damage or losses. E denote the eruption of the communicable disease, means the breakdown of the communicable disease after the disaster, and R denote the recovery or the reconstruction. Now, the definition or the meaning of the disaster. According to the World Health Organization, disaster means that any occurrence that causes the damage, ecological disruption, loss of the human life, or deterioration of the health and health services on a scale sufficient to warrant an extraordinary response from outside the affected community or area. We can say is that disaster is any event which cause the damage or losses, ecological imbalance, losses of the human life or death of the human, deterioration of the health, means the worsen of the health, and also the worsen of the health services, which may be the private or government health services, and which cause the extraordinary response from those who are affected due to the disaster. So these are the definition which can be given by World Health Organization in year 1995. Now, the disaster nursing. The disaster nursing can be defined as the adaptation of professional nursing skill in recognizing and meeting the nursing physical and emotional need resulting from a disaster. We can say that the disaster nursing is adaptation of the professional nursing competency which will help to recognize and meet the nursing physical and emotional need which can be arise from the disaster. So the overall goal of the disaster nursing is to achieve the best possible level of the health for the people and the community involved in the disaster. We can say that the overall goal or the main goal of the disaster nursing is to achieve the highest possible level of the health for those who are affected due to the disaster. Now, the principle of the disaster management. The first principle is that prevent the occurrence of the disaster whenever possible. We all know that there are main two types of the disaster. First one is a natural disaster and man-made disaster. We all know that we cannot stop any type of the disaster, but we have to prevent the disaster at some extent. Next one is to minimize the number of the casualty if the disaster cannot be prevented. We can say that if the first principle cannot be occurred, our next principle is that we have to minimize the number of the emergency due to the disaster. Third one is to prevent the further casualty from occurring after the initial impact of the disaster. We can say that if our second principle is we cannot minimize the number of the casualty or emergency, so that we have to prevent the further casualty which can be arise due to the impact of the disaster. Next one is a rescue the victim. Rescue means we have to save the victim. Victim means those who are suffered or injured due to the disaster. Then provide the first aid to the injured. We have to provide the first aid care to the injured or victim of the disaster. Evacuate the injured to the medical facility. Evacuate means we have to move the victim from the dangerous zone to the safe place, and after the evacuation we have to given the medical care to that victim. Then provide the definitive medical care. Provide the medical care to the person those who are affected, and promote the reconstruction of the life. We have to again reconstruct the life which can be affected due to the disaster. Now, there are main two type of the disaster are the natural disaster and man-made disaster. So, there are the some example of the natural disaster are drought, earthquake, tsunami, forest fire, landslide, mudslide, blizzard, hurricane, tornadoes, flood, and volcanic disruption. And the example of the man-made disaster are hazardous substance agent like as the chemical and toxic gases, radiological accident, resources shortage like as the food, electricity, water, structural fire and domestic disturbance, and the toxic materials like as the pollution. So these are the example of the man-made disaster. Now, what do you mean by the drought? Drought means a very long period of the abnormally low rainfall is called the drought. Earthquake means the sudden violent shaking of the ground caused by the movement within the earth crust. We can say that if there can be any type of the movement within the earth crust which cause the sudden violent shaking of the ground is called the earthquake. Example of the earthquake is the Bhuj earthquake in Gujarat state in year 2001. Now, the tsunami, tidal wave caused by an underwater earthquake or the disturbance. We can say is that if any type of disturbance under the water which cause the arise of the tidal wave is called tsunami. Landslide, a masses of the earth or rock that slide down a mountain or a cliff, or we can say that the landslides generally arise or occurred after the heavy rainfall. Flood, an overflow of the large amount of the water over the dry land is called the flood. Tropical cyclone, when the cyclone strike a land, high winds, exceptional rainfall and the storm surges cause the damage with the secondary flooding and landslide. Explosion, structural fire, the example of the Surat fire in year 2019 which caused the death of the several children due to the structural fire. Wars and civil strife, we can say that the First World Wars and the Second World Wars. Chemical and industrial accident, example are the Bhopal gas tragedies. Now, we can say that as the agent, host and environment in epidemiology, same as there are the disaster agent, disaster host and the disaster environment. So, what do you mean by the agent? The agent is the physical item that actually cause the injury or the destruction is called the agent. There are the two type of the agent, primary agent and the secondary agent. Primary agent include the falling of the buildings, heat, wind, rising the water and the smoke. While as the secondary agent include the bacteria and the viruses that produce the contamination or infection after the primary agent cause the injury or destruction. We can say that if the flood has been occurred in the some area which cause the accumulation of the water all around the area, which cause the increase in the production of the mosquito, which lead to the malaria all over the area. So it is the secondary agent. Now the host is the humankind itself. The host factor include the age, immunization status, pre-existing health status, degree of the mobility and the emotional stability. So these are the factors which will help to overcome the any type of the disaster. Now the environment. The environmental factor that affect the outcome of the disaster include the physical factors, chemical factors, biological factors, social factors and also we can include the psychosocial factors. Now there are the phases of the disaster. There are mainly the three phases of the disaster: pre-impact phase, impact phase and the post-impact phase. So these are the phase of the disaster. First we are learn about the pre-impact phase. It is the initial phase of the disaster. The warning is given prior to the actual occurrence. The emergency centers are open. Communication, radio and the television, community must be educated. We can say that it is the first phase of the disaster in which the warning is given prior, so that we can say that there not any type of the disaster can be occurred, but we have to given the warning to the community people. Emergency center at the open, communication, also the telecasting should be given in the radio and television. Community must be educated. We have to educate the those community which will be affected due to the disaster. Now next one is the impact phase. These occur at the time of the disaster. The impact phase continues until the threat of the further destruction has passed and the emergency plan is in effect if there has been no warning is given. We can say that it is the phase actually occur at the time of the disaster. So in this phase no any type of the warning is given to the people. But at the time when the emergency operation center is established and put in the operation, at this phase we can say that those emergency centers we are open, it can be put into the operation. Now last one is a post impact phase. Recovery beings during the emergency phase and with the return of the normal community order and the functioning. For example, the person in the impact area, this phase may last a lifetime. We can say that it is the recovery phase and it can be start during the impact phase and also it can be ended with the normal returning, or we can say that the functioning of the community people, or also the normal functioning of the those who are affected due to the disaster. So it is the post impact phase. Now next we can move to the victim of the disaster go through the fourth stage of the emotional response. First one is a denial, second one is a strong emotional response, then acceptance and the recovery. Denial means the denying something. For example, If the someone is died due to the disaster, their family members or their close one trying to denying that it cannot be happen, or he or she cannot be died due to the disaster. But after the sometimes they show a strong emotional response and start the excessive crying, and after that they accept that yeah, he or she might be died in a disaster. And last one is the recovery, they are try to themselves to recover. So these are the emotional stage, so that the victim of the disaster go through these four stage of the emotional response. Now, the disaster management cycle. There are four steps which can be included in the disaster management cycle is the mitigation, preparedness, response and the recovery. First one is the mitigation, means the activity that prevent the disaster, reduce the chance of the disaster happening or reduce the damaging effect of the unavoidable disaster. Effective mitigation include the recognizing and preventing the potential technological disaster and being adequately prepared. We can say that mitigation is the any type of activity which will help to prevent the disaster, also the reduce the chance of the disaster happening, and also the losses due to the disaster which can be prevented if there has been effective mitigation activity. Now, to plan effectively for disaster prevention, the nurse need to have community assessment information, including the knowledge of the community resources, community health personnel. So we can say that if we are doing the mitigation activity, the nurse need to have or nurse need to do the community assessment, gather the information regarding the community, find out which are the resources are available at the community area, and also the how many community health personnel are available at that area. So our main goal of the mitigation is to prevent or minimize the death, disability, suffering, and also the losses on the part of the disaster victim. Now, our next step is to preparedness. This step itself says that we have to prepare ourselves. So, it includes the personal preparedness, professional preparedness, and also the community preparedness. Great stress is placed on the nurses with the client responsibility who also become a disaster victim. Conflict is arise between the family and work related responsibility. We can say that whenever we are prepared ourselves as a disaster helper, or those who are in the team of the disaster response team, so there has been a great conflict which arise between their family members and work related responsibility, because due to the disaster response team we have to work 24 by 7 to help the victim of the disaster. So it can be lead to arise the conflict due to the disaster. The personal preparedness can help case some of the conflict that will arise and allow to nurses to attend to the client needs sooner than one may anticipate. Next one is the professional preparedness. It required that the nurse became aware of and understand the disaster plan at their workplace and the community. Means we have to prepare ourselves to understand and aware of the disaster plan. To more adequately prepared a nurse are, the more they will able to function in a leadership capacity. We can say is that if the nurse are adequately prepared and aware about the disaster plan, so they will be able to function the leadership capacity. Copy of the professional license, nurse should bring their copy of their professional license, and also bring the personal equipment such as a stethoscope, flashlight, extra batteries, warm clothing, record keeping material. Community preparedness. The level of the community preparedness for the disaster is only as good as the people and the organization in the community make it. We can say that we have to prepare the community up to aware about the disaster. The role of the nurse in the preparedness to facilitate the preparation within the community and place of the employment. Within the employing organization, nurse can help initiate or update the disaster plan, provide the educational program and material regarding the disaster. So main goal of the nurses is to update the disaster plan, provide the education and also the material which will require at the time of the disaster. The community health nurse is to provide an update record of the vulnerable population in the community. Next main role of the nurses or community health nurse is to provide the record of those who are in under the category of the vulnerable population. The community nurses as an advocate, the community health nurse should always keep to safe environment. The nurses in the community has an obligation to assess for and report the environmental health hazard. The main role of the community health nurse is to find out the health hazard. Community health nurse should also have an understanding of the what community resources will be available after the disaster strike, and most important the how community will be work together. The main another goal of the community health nurse is to find out the resources available at the community site after the disaster. The community health nurse who seek a greater involvement or more in a depth understanding of the disaster management can become involved in any number of the community organization that are the part of the official response team. We can say that if the community nurses have the depth understanding and knowledge of the disaster management plan, so he or she will be able to a part of the official response team. Now our third step is the response. Means it include the community assessment, case finding, referring, prevention, health education, surveillance and working with the aggregate. Means we have to respond to the disaster. It include the community assessment. We have to do the assessment, finding the case. Those case we are finding, then refer to them. Prevention aspect, health education should be given to those who are affected due to the disaster, surveillance, and also we have to working with the another healthcare person. So the triage is the process of separating the casualty and allocating the treatment based on the victim's potential for survival. We can say that it is the process of choosing the person or victim based on the severity of the care. During the emergency response, in which the triage may be necessary to base determining the need of the injured victim. So we can say that the red color indicate the first priority, which are require the immediate care and those have a life-threatening condition. Yellow color indicate the second priority, those require the urgent care but their care can be delayed up to the 1 hours. Green color indicate the third priority, their care should be also the delay up to the 3 hours, and the black colors indicate the dead who does not require or does not needed the any type of care. Now the shelter management, the responsibility of the local Red Cross, building of the tent city, assessing and the referring, ensuring the medical need, providing the first aid, serving the meals, keeping the patient record, ensuring the emergency communication and transportation, and providing a safe environment. So these all are the activity which can be done by the local Red Cross societies. International Relief Effort, Federation of the Red Cross and the Red Crescent Society and the International Committee of the Red Cross are as a health representative from the World Health Organization. So, the psychological stress of the disaster workers, those who provide the care to the victim of the disaster. So, what are the state of their psychological status. The degree of the worker's stress depend on the nature of the disaster, role in the disaster, individual stamina, and other environmental factors. So these all are the factors which will be directly proportional to the degree of their stress. Now, fourth one is the recovery. Recovery means the flexibility of the community cleanup effort, release of the community or continuing threat, teaching the proper hygiene. We have to give them health education regarding the personal hygiene and proper hygiene. Short-term psychological support, we have to provide the psychological support to the family and victim of the disaster, alert of the environmental health hazard, and also the home visiting. These all are the activity which can be included in the recovery step. Now, the nurse's role in the disaster are the psychological cares, emotional support services, and treatment of the victims and their family. So, these are the role of the nurses in the disaster. Core competency in the disaster nursing training, which are the skill which can be included in disaster nursing training, are ethical and legal issue, decision making, care principles, nursing care, need assessment and the planning, safety and the security, communication and the interpersonal relationship, public health, and the healthcare system and the policy in emergency situation. So the topic that must be covered by the disaster nursing training are the basic life support system and the planning of setting where the nurses work, the communication means what to report and whom to report, working in a damaged facilities and also damaged equipment. These also the safety of the client and practitioner, working within the teams means understand each member's role and responsibility, infection controls, and also the mental and psychological support. So these are the topic must be covered by the disaster nursing training. Role of the nursing in the disaster. Disaster preparedness include the risk assessment, multidisciplinary management strategy at the all system level is critical to delivery of the effective response to short, medium, and long-term health need of the disaster stricken population. Are the determining the magnitude of the event. So the main role of the nurse is to we have to find out the magnitude of the disaster, define the health need of the affected group, those who are affected due to the disaster. We have to find out the needed of that person, establish the priority and objective, whatever the needed we have to find out, so that establish the priority of the needed and care and also the objective, identify the actual and potential public health problems. So these are the nurses role in the disaster. And another one is the determine the resources needed to respond to the needs, identify, collaborate with another professional discipline, government and non-government agency like as the NGOs. So we have to collaborate it with these professional disciplines, maintain a unified chain of the command and the communication. So these all are the role of the nurses and the disaster. Thank you.